Hello everyone. For the people who know me, I'm Sereena. And for the people who don't, well, I'm still Sereena. Here's a quick poll. How many of you were asked this week, are you eating enough vegetables or are you drinking enough water? No one? Thought so. But how many of you were asked, hey, what are you going to become or what's your plan for life? What's next? Exactly. People don't care if you're hydrated. They only care if you're hired. As if becoming is some kind of government form you fill out. Name, age, roll number, future job, click, submit, done, life solved. If only clarity came with a tracking ID, right? For me, this pressure started way earlier. When I was in third grade, I transferred to a new school where you must only speak in English. I walked in feeling so lost, so insecure, while everyone sounded really confident. And I was like, one wrong word, Sereena, just uninstall yourself from here. So what did I do? I would go home every single day, open YouTube, and binge watch on TED Talks, watch YouTubers my age, mimic their accents, their hand gestures, everything. Pause, rewind, copy. I didn't know it then, but I was following a blueprint. And guess what? I accidentally manifested this TED Talk today. Look where I'm standing now. There's a line by Sylvia Plath that hit me in the gut the first time I read it. She wrote, I can never read all the books I want. I can never be all the people I want and live all the lives I want. I can never train myself in all the skills I want. And why do I want? I want to live and feel all the shades, tones, and variations of mental and physical variations possible in my life. And I am horribly limited. That feeling of wanting everything and realizing you can't have every version of yourself, that's painful. Not because you have limited talents or dreams, but because there is a limited time. Very real fear. And this constant sense that life is somehow moving faster than you are. That's the part of becoming that no one talks about. Not the success, not the LinkedIn update, but the pressure of potential. That quiet guilt of not knowing your final answer yet. Because we treat what will you become like it has one correct response, due by age 21 or the exam has failed forever. But becoming is not an exam, it's more like a seed watered by courage, only blooming when it's ready. That is why being uncertainty is something that no one tells you. You're ready to make your own decisions, but still young enough to be confused. Your relatives treat you like a walking progress bar. Beta, 60% engineer, 40% what next? Be honest, how many of you still have no idea what you're officially becoming? Well, if you raised your hands, congrats. You are in the right room today because I'll help you figure it out. And if you're lucky enough, I might as well spill a secret. You know, this theme means so much to me. The blueprints of becoming. Notice something? It doesn't tell you what you're becoming. It leaves a blank space at the end on purpose because that final word, it is not universal, it's personal. For some, it can be the blueprints of becoming yourself, finally owning who you are and stop shrinking into someone else's shoes. And for others, it can be the blueprints of becoming brave. Not fearless, just brave enough to do things while you're still scared. And for most of us, it can be the blueprints of becoming an engineer, an entrepreneur, a perfect partner, a good mother, etc., etc., etc. So, the blueprint is not telling you who to become. It's rather giving you a way to show up as yourself until you become who you're meant to be all along. So, how do you prepare a blueprint that will help you become anything that you want? Not in theory, but in real life, with real doubts, and a very real Instagram explore page distracting you. Well, here's a simple rule to remember. We call it the blue rule. Think of the word blue like the color of a blueprint. Each letter is a step. What's the first letter of the word blue? It's B, right? So B stands for breathe through uncertainty. When you don't know what's next, your first job is not to have a plan. but it is to stay calm enough to even see possibilities. So take a deep breath before panic, before chaos, before decisions, and before comparing yourself to someone else's highlight reel. Moving to our second letter, L. It means let yourself be bad at it. You know, every future version of yourself starts at a this is Loki terrible kind of a phase. So let your first talk, first attempt, first meeting be messy, because growth starts at a cringe state, not a perfect one. Are we ready for our third letter? Yeah. U. It means understand your pace. You know, some people are rockets and some are trains. Some people are those who took 3 gap years and are still figuring it out, and that's okay, because growth starts at a cringe state and not a perfect one, and your progress is measured against yesterday's you, not your peers. And here's Kidlin's law. Don't ask me who Kidlin is, by the way, he's fictional. But the law states that if you can write your problem down clearly, you are halfway solving it. And that is how important introspection is. And time for our last letter, E. It means engage with the now. You know, becoming something doesn't happen inside your head, it happens in your calendar. Take that course, send that email, show up to the event, because tiny actions are how blueprints become buildings. Shall we have a quick summary now? B for breathe through uncertainty. L for let yourself be bad at it. U for understand your pace. And E for engage with the now. And that is your blue rule, your blueprint to become anything that you want. Are you still ready for the secret now? Okay, but act surprised when it works. The secret is manifestation. You heard me right. I know there are a lot of ways to manifest what you want, but here are 4 of my favorite ways. The first one, it is called vision boards. OG. We know that vision boards are game changers, but why do we always limit ourselves to just preparing them but not looking at them often? Because only when you look at them daily, your brain's RAS, the reticular activating system, will start matching opportunities with what you look at daily. Think of it like your brain's filter. It will choose which information is supposed to reach your subconscious mind and which is supposed to be filtered out. That is why it's very important to feed your brain with vision. Only then it will find the way. Moving to our second method. It's called the harmony method. We call it the harmony method because your inner voice will echo or resonate or harmonize with your outer actions. For example, every single time I felt lost when I was a kid, I would just sit there to myself and sing, God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide. Hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day. He will make a way for me. He will make a way. So what am I exactly doing here? Well, I'm telling my subconscious mind that, Sereena, I know you feel lost right now. I know it feels like there's no way ahead. But don't lose your health, because God will make you come out of that dark valley. Because music or singing amplifies emotion, and through repetition, it rewires your thought patterns. That is why it's very important to listen to good songs with good lyrics. I can recommend you a lot of powerful songs like The Million to One by Camila Cabello, or the Fight song Rachel Platten, or Zen by Jenny. That is why today, go home, sit down, and prepare your manifestation playlist today itself. Are you ready for our third method? Yeah, it's called the strike it off method. What I want you to do here is write down your harsh reality down on a paper, and then you strike it off and replace it with its counter positive. For example, write down I am broke, and then you strike it off, replace it with I am abundant. Write down I can't do it, and then you strike it off, replace it with I can do it. So what are you exactly doing here? Well, you are triggering a mindset shift. It's called cognitive reframing, when you are deliberately trying to replace a negative interpretation with a constructive one. So what begins as a line on paper becomes momentum in life. Are you ready for our last one? It's called the act as if method. Did you ever come across the quote, fake it till you make it? Yeah, it's exactly that. You know, you have to ask yourself, would my higher version procrastinate? No. Would my higher version end up doom scrolling on Instagram for hours? Of course not. Would my higher version slouch when she's sitting on the couch? Of course not. Your future version is calm, witty, decisive. So embody that version today itself. Because when you act as if you're already abundant, successful, and confident, your outer actions will start aligning with that version of yourself. And these are your methods of manifestation, your catalyst for your blue rule. So the next time someone asks you, hey, what are you going to become? You don't have to have a perfect one-line answer. You can just tell them, I'm working on my blueprint. It's still under construction. Because becoming is not a form you fill out once. It's rather a choice you make to show up as yourself again and again and again every single day. And if you keep doing that, you'll one day wake up, walk to the mirror, look at yourself, and realize that you did not just prepare a blueprint, but you became a whole new skyline. And that, in its most unfinished, imperfect, and still loading glory, might be more than enough. And I'm Sereena Josephine Kudari signing off. Thank you.